Hello everybody, welcome to our fabulous Two Red Robins new web launch of Rainy Days. Not that we're not used to that at all in any way, shape or form with this British summertime. So, moving on, we'll not talk about the weather. What I've opted to do in this one is to create a splish splash frame using the splish splash water droplets. Now, it's just a little bit of it looks a bit strange, doesn't it, at the moment? But I love the fact that it looks like this because we've used the matte layers. These aren't the actual reflection cuts. I've opted for the matte layers and I chose the matte layers. Let me bring it in a little piece at a time so you can actually see. And I've actually glued all of this together ready to go. I wanted the extra tendrils in here as well, but they don't fit perfectly on top. You get an outside edge. So we've got all this lovely white outside edge. Now at home, given that you've got a bit more time than me, you could ink all of this as well. But this has made me a beautiful frame that's going to go inside a little picture frame or a shadow box of some description, just like so. So it's given me that lovely image, and I've chosen the part of the picture that's got a lot of sky going on in here. I've still got a little bit of greenery, not very much, but I have got a little bit of greenery, the trees and things, but I wanted the majority of the sky in the image. So let's go over to the ScanNCut and have a little look at how I actually did the frame itself. It couldn't be any easier. Okay, so first of all, let's open up my USB, and I've saved some of this. Look, you can see that my little frames there they are. So I'm going to go into my Rainy Days USB and I'm going to collect Splashing Out. Now in the reflections, as you are aware, and I've gone with the large option for what I've used. Oops, there we go. You get all the splish splash pieces, okay? I've only opted to use the large piece and the small piece. The little raindrops, I didn't actually go ahead and use those. So let's go back. And again, oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm getting a little bit button pressy, splash out. So I've gone into the matte cuts for these, okay? And obviously, because I've worked with the large SVG file, I need the large matte cut. Now on the large matte cut, I'm going to set that on here, but I only need these two pieces. So if I click on one of those, little top tip for you, move the others out the way to the bottom. If I go into edit, multiple select and only pick part of the matte, if I then bring that up and cover those two pieces over, everything is then highlighted because those are then going in the bin because I don't need those. So I do, however, need these. Now, one thing I did do, I'm just going to rotate that round so they're all the same way up so you can see. One thing I have actually done is I've used, oh, I don't need that one either. I can delete that one now as well. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit carried away. So you only actually need the large piece for the frame. So I also use the reverse reflection. So first of all, I need 3 across the bottom and 2 up the top. So that's 5. So let's go into Object Edit. And now I want 5, but one of them, I need to transfer it and do it as the reverse reflection. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, and press OK, I'm going to pull one of those away. Then I'm going to flip because that is now the reversed reflection. So that's going to fit my reverse reflection. And I'm now going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've now got 5 of each. So I want 3 across the bottom and 2 at the sides. So I'm going to have one of those, 1, 2 of those at the bottom, and one of those, and 1, 2 across the top. Okay, so I want 1 at the side and 2 over there. So I've now got all my sides. So I've got 3, 3 and 2s. Yep. And now to need to move all these around and make sure I've got them level. So the first thing I'm going to do is click at the bottom and do the same thing again. Multiple select part of the mat, cover over the ones that I'm not working with, go to my alignment function, and I want them all aligned to the bottom. Okay, happy with that. Let me have a little look-see. So this one here I want to overlap a bit more. So the one on the end. So I can now press OK again, and then we're going to utch it over a little bit. Technical term, utching. There we go. I'm happy with that one. We're going to do the same with these, but first of all, before I do that, I need to rotate them all. So we're going to go back into Edit, Object Edit, and we're going to go into Rotate. Now I can click on all of these. We want 180 degrees on all of them. Okay, now I'm going to drag that out a little bit. And what I'm looking for is that I've got the overlap on that base, like so. There we go. I'm happy with that. Bring that one in a little bit. So now, same thing again. Multiple select part of the mat, and this time we're covering up those pieces. Press OK. Go back into alignment, and this time we're aligning everything to the top. And I've got a nice straight line again, okay? At this point, what I can actually do is, because they're where I need them to be, I can now go in and weld those. That's top part. Press OK again. Come back down here. And then again, when you're working with the ScanNCut, it is a little bit repetitive. Cover over those pieces. And now I can weld those pieces. So go back into Object Edit and weld the base. So that's my bottom frame. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Now we're working on the side frames. Okay. So to do that, I'm actually going to move that out the way because I know that they're correct. I'm going to work on the right hand side. So this time, rotate, and I only need them both to rotate 90. Oops, wrong way. So they're all facing the right way. Overlap, like so, okay? And then the same thing again. So we're going to go into multiple select part of the mat. So we can cover over here, but we can also cover over that bit as well. You don't just have to cover over the edge that it is. So if I press OK, I'm happy where they're overlapped. Back into Object Edit and weld, and then press OK because yes, that's what I need. And then let's finally do the last one. So rotate it that way and that way. Bring them to overlap. And I'm not really doing any counting. I'm not being too precise about overlapping because I do want them all higgledy-piggledy, if that's the right kind of expression. I don't want them lovely and symmetrical because the whole idea is that it is a higgledy-piggledy frame. So press OK, multiple select part of the mat again, and then if I cover over like so, happy with those. First of all, we need to do the alignment. So we're going to align it all to that side. They just aligned a little bit. OK again, back into Object Edit and weld. And now all we need to do is align our pieces. OK, so I'm going to move, oh, wrong one, up to the top. That's to the bottom. OK, like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back a step and work with the sides. So we're going to press OK again. Multiple select part of the mat, cover these over, press OK. So we've got both of them. Now we're going back into alignment, align to the bottom. Now they're right, OK. But now what I can do, so they don't move while I'm changing everything, back into Object Edit and Group. Okay, again, because I'm going to cut this out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, I don't mind. I am looking that I've got about an inch gap on both sides. I'm happy with that. Now what we're going to do is bring in the other pieces, like so, on that one. Overlap again, like so, and this time we don't need to group it, okay, because we know we've got these level, we've now got this level, okay, so I know where I am with it all. Press OK again, multiple select everything on the mat this time because we're going for the big weld. Press OK, object edit, and weld all this together. Sometimes this one, because there's so much happening here, it thinks about it a little bit, but it does do it. There we go. There's our frame. Press OK. Lovely. So we've now got one beautiful higgledy-piggledy frame, okay? And I do like saying that word. So once you've put your cardstock on your mat, I've used 12 by 12 because you will need a 12 by 12 sheet to cut this frame. Then go through, press OK all the way through till you get to select, press cut, and set it cutting, start, and off it goes. But I've jumped ahead a little bit and I've already cut mine out. So when you finish cutting, that is what you're actually going to end up with. And I think it's just a super little frame that just, you know, you can do so much with. So even though I've done this as a home decor frame, and this is the actual backing paper, the scene from Rainy Days. What I've done is I've used the Minecraft Studio and I've really blown this up because somewhere down here or over here, there's a house and everything on this, okay? And I've blown it up and pulled it out and stretched the actual scene just till I've got a good piece of sky, because that's where I then bring in my frame. And my frame's going to sit on there beautifully, okay? Love that. So first things first, I need a few little pieces of glue, like so, and maybe in the middle, on both sides, and then, because I know my frame fits, if need be, you can do this if you wanted to, and then shrink your frame down a little bit if you're working on a different size, but then shrinking it down, you can then choose to use different ones. And I love the fact that nothing actually matches up. They're the right ones, they're the right files, but because we've welded everything together, we've got lots of tendrils and things all going in the different directions. And if you did this and then glittered the white one, it would also almost look like very festive and Christmas as well, because you've got bigger and wider pieces of the white underneath coming through. So then what I did, I went in and I cut two of the larger ones, okay? I only wanted the larger umbrella. And then what I did is I literally got my scissors, because it's super quick to do, just because your reflections, and I've printed on the wrong side. So I'm going to show you all my mistakes. So I set the printer going and it printed on the wrong side. It was printing double-sided. So that was me again. User error. I got my scissors and I trimmed along the umbrella like so. So now I'm going to sit the umbrella in place. And again, this is something that you cannot do with the dies, because I also did some printing. Let me sit. I want to tuck the umbrella because I want some water splashing over top of it. There we go. The actual scenes as well, you can change the size that you print on percentage wise. So if you wanted just the scene of this, you can actually take it on our printer. I did a little test. So the actual scene piece and then the hills and the valleys, I took it to 107% before the black line actually disappeared, okay? So I got it that I could do it at 107%, which is lovely because it fits on a lovely sheet of A5 really well, because it's a much bigger piece. So then, also, the lovely Lauren has done some decoupage and everything for us. But the fun thing about is, when Lauren's done the decoupage, on the decoupage pieces, the umbrella has disappeared. So now we've got two options with this one. We can have it with the umbrella and the raincoats and the Wellington boots, or we can have it without. That is like super fun, and we've not done any of the hard work for this. So for this one, my lovely little characters, I've decoupaged everybody together. That is now going to nest, no pun intended with them being birds, in there, like so. But, however, my little tiny man, we call him a bit grumpy because he's got really serious grumpy face, this one. He's not happy about being out in the rain, but we're going to sit him, he's in the umbrella, like that. And then we've got our little characters. And again, with the second one, the umbrella's gone. How good's that? So, who knows? He could be out just as the sun's gone in. Or you could do another one with one of the smaller, and the umbrella has flown away, which is also very annoying when that happens. So he is going to sit inside, outside, like so. And then we've got the happy couple over here. We've got the Mr. and the Mrs. But I'm going to lift that over. So you know, whenever I do something like this, I always do the tucky, inny, outy kind of thing. Now, this is a lovely, lovey-dovey happy couple, and you'll all understand this. And this is the couple where the man's got the umbrella and he always hogs it, and she's having to sit out in the rain. You all get me, don't you? You know exactly where I'm coming from with that one. Now we've got a few of the florals, just to add a hint of maybe there might be some warm days on the way. But I'm not making any promises. That is not a weather thing at all. Please don't contact me in a few weeks when it's still pouring with rain. So look how that, let me put another one in, those beautiful subtle colours of those florals lift the whole frame. And it doesn't take very much to be able to do this. And again, lift him up, tuck that right down low behind that one. And then, as always, we've got some fabulous decoupage pieces here. And these are wonderful just to dot about in the base. I want that one. I'm going to go with that one. That one. And that one. I've got 5 yet. No, I've got 4. I need another one. Always working the odds. Like so. Let's go with that. So I've now got 5 of the singles. They do fit beautifully back over the top of the flowers. But I'm going to use these a little bit differently because we've got the opportunity of using them. You could actually do a beautiful floral all the way around here. But I'm going to sit them. I've not brought my tweezers in and I am kind of regretting it. Like so. Another one. Lift that one up and tuck that in. Lift that up and tuck that in. So we've got a splash. See? There I am again with my jokes that aren't particularly funny. And I'm looking for, I know it's here. In fact, do you know what? I'm just going to snip that off there because it might be a rainy day. But we can always bring in a little bit of sunshine. Like that. So there we have Oh, lovely. Look at that for a piece of home decor. How super cute is that? But the same frame and without the decoupage will still work beautifully for maybe a like a memory book or what do you call it? Scrapbooking, things like that. So you could have a little photo on here as well. You could make another frame and sit, again, using these images, using the splash. You can squash them, etc., and have another one that you create a picture frame that you slide in a photo of the family out on some rainy day walks, etc. So I want to say great big thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the inspiration. Remember to follow us, like and share on all our social media platforms. And we'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.
If you would like to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to receive notifications on all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video or click here to see more videos like this one.